Hi everybody and welcome to my 1980s Top 10 Trends video. In this video we're going to discuss some of the top 10 trends of the 1980s. For those of you like myself that were born in the mid-70s or maybe even in the early 70s, you'll probably remember most of these, and in fact you'll probably point to at least one or two of these and say, yeah, I did that, yeah, I did that. For those of you that might have been born in the 90s or 2000s, you're probably going to take this to your mom and dad on your phone and say, did you guys really do this, and are you insane, and not even believe that this was true? But I assure you, everything you're about to see is actually true. If you don't believe me, ask somebody that lived in that era, and you'll understand. Yes, it was a crazy time, without a doubt. So, without further ado, we're going to start with number 10. Number 10, Kepa shoes. Kepa had several different styles of tennis shoes. The two most popular were this style here with the swoosh on the side, which that swoosh was very important, or the style with the little triangle buttons on the side. Now, these weren't actually buttons. They were little pieces of plastic that popped in and out and were interchangeable. The significance of that, of course, was that your group of friends could do the same thing, so you could all be cool together. You know, for example, on the right shoe, we're all going to wear turquoise, or on the left shoe, we're all going to wear purple triangles. And maybe on the inside of the shoe, we're going to wear purple, and the outside, we're going to wear turquoise. Or maybe you're going to wear neon yellow on the left and purple on the right. You know, you had to have your own combinations your own friends had, and there were always trends that changed over time. And these shoes came with multiple different sets of triangles that you could pop in there. Very odd, I know. Number 9, the Don Johnson look. This came from Miami Vice, which is a very popular TV show at that time. And basically what it amounted to was a pretty simple look. It consisted of a pair of casual slacks, as you can see, kind of like a Dockers, a solid colored t-shirt, in this padded shoulders, sort of really thin nylon sport jacket type thing. And the cool thing about it was that you had to take the sleeves and roll them up to right between the elbow and the wrist. So you had to do that if you were cool. You had to have the sleeves rolled up, and you had to have that solid colored t-shirt. You couldn't go to a dance without seeing at least several guys wearing this. Number 8, multiple colored neon tennis shoe laces. And again, just like the triangles on the Kepas, everybody had these. And you couldn't just always wear neon green on both shoes. I mean, that would be just outrageous. You couldn't do that. You had to have orange in one shoe, neon green in the other. Pink in one shoe, blue in the other. And especially with a white pair of Kepas, everybody could see them. So, again, you coordinated with your friends. Hey guys, tomorrow we're going to wear neon green in the left shoe and pink in the right shoe. And the day after, we're going to do something else. Most guys had 4 or 5 pairs of these laces because they were cheap and easy to get. And they were very popular across the whole United States. Number 7, hold on to your hats, guys, but believe it or not, we did not have cell phones, and there was no such thing as the internet, so we had to wear a watch to tell time. But, hey, we were 80s kids. We could not wear a black and silver watch. No way. We had to have neon-colored stuff. And again, like the tennis shoes, interchangeable. The bands were easily interchanged on the Swatch watch. So, you know, again, you might do it with your friends, and you'd say, hey, tomorrow we're going to wear purple on the top and green on the bottom with our mint green watch. The day after, we're going to wear the pink watch with the purple band on the bottom and the yellow at the top. Mixing and matching, you could never have the top and bottom the same color because that was just way out of range. You couldn't be like that. You had to be cool and have all 3 items different colors at all times. And usually the watches had several bands, so that wasn't a big deal. Number 6, I can't speak to this one personally, but I know my sister swore by the jelly shoes. Apparently they were just kind of a soft plastic lattice work type of shoe, but she swore that they made you feel like you were walking in jelly. And again, oftentimes they were color coordinated, so you'd wear the solid clear like the ones you see here on one foot, and the other foot you might have these sparkly pink ones. Or you might have blue on one side and yellow on the other. Or you might just wear all clear at the same time if you were just doing something different for that way. But the jelly shoes, enormously popular. I think every girl back then had at least one pair. Very, very cool. Number 5, funny little story. I heard some kids not long ago saying, hey, there's this new trend. It's called acid wash jeans. It's totally unique. Sorry, guys, not that unique. We had them in the 80s, and they were probably around even before that. But they were super cool at that time. You had to have acid wash jeans, and if you had a backpack or a purse or a jacket made of denim, it had to be acid wash too, and it had to have holes in it. You had to have holes in the knees and the sides, all those things, and button fly was the way to go back then with jeans. You didn't have a zipper, no way. You had to have them acid washed. A lot of people even did their own acid washing at home in the washing machine to make them totally unique to their own style. Number 4, Ocean Pacific brand shirts. I don't even know if this brand exists anymore, but this was the coolest brand back at that time, especially even here in Texas where we're not surfers like in California, but a surfing brand of shirts was hugely popular. OP. It was like everybody had something that was OP. I don't know why, but they were really, really comfortable, and they were nice shirts, and they were well built, but they were just like the coolest ever, like the sweatshirt here. Totally cool. In fact, totally tubular is this t-shirt. That was a totally 80s t-shirt. Every guy had at least one Ocean Pacific shirt. Most of the time, people had several, and in a style like the one you see here. Very cool. Number 3, another general trend was splatter paint. Splatter paint was the trend. I had a notebook that was splatter painted, of all things. The concept was simple. You had a solid black or a solid white or a solid colored shirt or pants or anything, and splatter all sorts of different colors of paint all over it, but it couldn't be just normal colors of paint. Had to be neon. A lot of people did their own, like these tennis shoes here, where somebody just took some pink paints of different colors and splattered it all over it, so it was totally unique to that person. Nobody else had shoes just like those, so those were custom. And of course, you couldn't splatter them with regular colors. Had to be neon or pastels. Number 2, another thing I'm sure you girls will remember, leg warmers. That's a typical 80s girl that you're seeing right now. Splatter paint, neon colors, and leg warmers, as well as having the crazy, different mix match of colors. That was the 80s right there. I'm sure all you ladies are probably nodding your head right now saying, yep, I wore leg warmers everywhere I went. Didn't matter if it was summer or winter. Didn't matter if I was wearing boots or tennis shoes or anything else. All the girls had leg warmers. And as you can see, there were different styles and different heights and different colors and whatnot. But everybody had them. And they would wear them with shoes, with tennis shoes, without shoes, with boots, with shorts, with whatever. Didn't make any difference. Leg warmers were the thing to have if you were a girl. Drum roll, please. Here's number 1. Another thing you girls did, 80s hair. Like, totally for sure, man. Gag me with a spoon, okay? This hair is totally 80s. Using a crimper, what they called a crimping iron, to give it that crinkle cut look, so it looks like a crinkle cut french fry. And then the sides stick out 6 inches, and the bangs are like 8 inches tall. Believe it or not, at that time, girls would go through an entire can of hairspray in one day. And if you think I'm exaggerating, go talk to somebody that lived in that era and ask them how much hairspray the girls used. I guarantee you they're going to tell you half a can or a can at one time was not uncommon. I knew a woman, in fact, that would go out and buy 10 cans of hairspray, and those 10 cans would last her a week. I wish I would have bought stock in the hairspray companies back at that time, but of course I was a little kid. But had I been able to, I bet those companies made a ton of money. But that was the 80s girls' hair. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. For those of you that didn't know about 80s trends, you're probably still sitting there with your mouth open trying to figure out what in the world we were thinking and what we were doing. For those of you that did live through the 80s, you're probably just laughing right now saying, yep, I did that, I did that. Come on, admit it. If you lived at that era, if you were born in the 70s, you know that you did at least one of the things you just saw. Don't try to lie to your kids and your friends now. You know you did at least one of those. In fact, you probably did several. Okay, I'll admit it. I had Cape shoes and the neon shoelaces, and I wore spackle paint, and I did have a Swatch watch. So there, I've admitted to 4 of them. How many can you admit to? Comment below and let me know how many you've done. Either way, let me know what you think, guys. I appreciate you watching. Have a good one.